After watching SKT get demolished by two LPL teams in 2023 MSI, I'm sure there's a question that's in everyone's mind. How come the Chinese teams just consistently outperform every other region? While there may be a lot of different factors such as the overwhelming amount of money that's within the Chinese esports scene, or the crazy amount of pressure that's in each team or individual player, there's one thing that we simply cannot ignore, and that is the Chinese Super Server. Today we're here to talk about what it means to play in the Chinese Super Server and what are some special features that make the Chinese Super Server an easier process to play high quality games and just overall a more competitive server. Now, we hear about the Chinese Super Server all the time, but what does it really mean? The Chinese Super Server is a server that requires an application once an individual has reached Diamond 1 or higher in any other Chinese servers. Now, keep in mind there's over 20 Chinese servers in the Chinese community because there's just that many people that play League of Legends. So once you reach Diamond 1 Plus, you'll be able to get in the Chinese Super Server where you'll start from Silver again. And yes, that means that in your Silver games, you'll already be matched against players that have Diamond 1 skill level. The first thing to talk about is Qpops. Now, in the Chinese Super Server, queues tend to come quite quickly. I don't know if it's because of just a high amount of players playing, but I don't think I've ever had a queue that required more than 30 seconds. And queues are automatically accepted when it pops. That means no more of that running from the bathroom or running from the kitchen just to miss the queue on the last second. And given the fast queue times, people tend to be in front of their computers and do the bans and picks right away, which makes the entire process a lot smoother and quicker. Now, another great thing with the Chinese Super Server is once you get admitted in the server, you're automatically level 30 and you get access to all champions and a decent amount of RP to get the skins that you want. That means that you won't have to grind for a champion and right away you can jump into solo queue and immediately try to get your rank. Now, with the first two features I just described, you can probably tell they're really serious about encouraging the highest quality of play in the server. And just to show you how serious they are, they actually remove all the other game modes from the server. So no more ARAM with friends, no more flex games, and no more clash on the Chinese Super Server. It's all about the grind in the solo queue. Another big feature with the Chinese Super Server is the dodge timer. Now, the first time you dodge, just like any other server in the world, it's a 5-minute punishment. But the second time, it's a 40-minute punishment. That encourages players to do less stream sniping, to dodge less, and overall, it makes it so that it's a lot quicker for the general public to get into games so that you can actually play it out rather than doing the whole NA hell in high elo where you just get people stream sniping all the time and people dodging all the time because they don't like their comps, and it ends up with this almost like 30-hour or 1-hour queue time before you can actually get into a game. Now, that brings me to another point. Trolls tend to be punished quicker and more efficiently because in the Chinese Super Server, it is a lower amount of population and it can be monitored properly because it's its own standalone server. So in my experience, reports tend to be dealt quicker and I tend to get the feedback report a lot quicker than, for example, I would in GM or Challenger in NA. Now, before I continue to talk about the other amazing features of the Chinese Super Server, I just want to say a quick thank you for checking out this video. And if you want to check out an ex-Challenger NA support player play in the Chinese Super Server and see how well he would do, my Twitch link is right over here. I stream most days on Twitch and I try my best to be chill and educational, so I hope to see you there. Now, at this point, you may be wondering, so what happens when the season reset? Do you have to grind back to Diamond 1 before you get into the Chinese Super Server? And the answer is yes. When the season resets, you have to hit Diamond 1 in any other Chinese server, and then you'll be admitted in the Chinese Super Server, in which you'll always start from Silver again, regardless of your previous rank. There was once where I actually peaked Diamond 2, and I had the chance to play against a legendary Chinese player by the name of Uzi. You guys can check out that video over here. I was extremely happy, but the next season I had to start from Silver again, which honestly, I kind of enjoyed the grind just to go through that entire process and just compete against these incredible Chinese players. And it kind of hits different when you're in Silver and you're already in these really high quality aggressive games. The Chinese super server also takes their punishment very seriously. With ID linked to each individual account, it is a lot less likely for players to troll because, as I described previously, you need to have an application in order to get in the Chinese super server. So it discourages a lot more players from leveling a new account because you have to hit Diamond 1 in a different server, or just to buy an account because all these accounts are ID linked. It makes the entire process a lot more difficult if you get your account banned. And that concludes all the things you may not know about the Chinese super server. If you guys have any questions you want to ask, let me know in the comment section below. I try my best to answer to every single comment that I have. And if you guys enjoyed this content, maybe you'll enjoy this video right here. Yeah, it's a good one.